So the only thing to do now is to check for the messages in my email. 940, 950. Here we have the past tests sent via my subscription to the SNS topic. If we scroll down, we can see that's the test that passed in 151. If we scroll back up to the test that passed, 151. And I think the test failed. Yep. 403 from SNS. 403, status failed. Now I was looking for where today's emails were from. If I look at this email from me, because I'm the sender configured in the SES, I see that I get the email from Amazon SES. But I'm not seeing any emails from today. I'm not seeing any emails from me from today. I've not seen them since yesterday when I added the TUD account to the to field group in here. So since I added this email address, I've not been getting any messages. So I went and I checked the logs in CloudWatch, and yes, that is the problem. There's an error, as you can see here. One more error occurred. The email address is not verified. So because the TUD email address is not verified, it is causing an error in the Lambda or in the SES commandlet. So the emails are not being sent to that account or to my own account. That is why those emails are not going through. But I do have examples from before, and you'll see it's the exact same message coming from SES. And the real benefit of the CloudWatch logs shows up here, where you can see the full trace right through everything that happened. Okay, so that is everything I wanted to demonstrate. I've been right through the usage of the script, including the bonus mode, the example run, success and failure, the sending of the SNS and the email message. And the last thing to go to now is the Azure comparison. Azure is basically the same as AWS, just things are named slightly differently and work slightly differently, but it's all the same theory. It just takes a little bit of reorganizing. If you learned one, the other one would see, whichever one you learned first, the other one will seem weird. So having come from AWS, Azure seems a little strange, but also has its benefits, such as tying the logging straight into the scaling set instead of having to be configured separately. This is my CA1 VM scaling set. That's what they call auto scale groups, or the auto scale group equivalent. And you can see here, if this page hasn't timed out, that I have 3 instances running. If I switch over to my comparison notes, you can see some of the code I used. I gravitated towards the PowerShell Azure module because that's PowerShell is a language I know well. Availability sets are not the same as scale sets. Availability sets are to do with the fault domain of the hardware, like availability zones in AWS. But this allows the data center to have scheduled outages and keeping if you've got your instances in 2 availability sets, then you shouldn't have any impact when they do regular maintenance. To get the equivalent of the auto scale group, you use get Azure VM scale set, give it the name and the scale set, and you get the population. You populate into the variable. You can get the SKU capacity is equal to 3. Well, it was equal to 0. I set it equal to 3, and I used update AZ VMSS and push that up, push that change. That changed my auto scale set to 3. Now I did not get the equivalent code working to terminate an instance. I could get one instance. I tried removed instance by VMID. I tried remove by name. I tried forcing it. It just wouldn't disappear. When I came in here and deleted them, they deleted, but the auto scale group didn't kick back in. It wasn't until 4 in the morning when the auto scale group resized back. Now, where did I have that screenshot? Here, yeah. Let's go back. Let's go back. It did eventually, the observed capacity stayed at 3 even though I'd shut down the instance, and hopefully I can demonstrate that. It should be shutting down or deleting. Yep, it's deleting. If I go into scale, go into run history, this figure of observed capacity stayed at 3. Now I think it has to do with the polling interval of the auto scale engine, and I'm sure that if I spent more time I will be able to get the cooldown and the polling interval to be more similar to the Azure. I also think that because I'm removing the instance, it's not the same as an instance crashing, that if an hardware event or a VM crash actually happened, the scaling would be triggered by a different event. The alerts and metrics are quite in depth and quite plugged in. I was able to configure alerts on any changes to the auto scaling group, and then able to send myself an email, configure myself as part of a group to receive an email, which I did. Let's see, the EAD scale mail group was notified when I changed the scale operation. So all of that works very similarly. Now there is SendGrid in Azure, which is similar to SES, but it seems redundant to go and send an actual email. SendGrid seems to be more for bulk sending emails to customers. Azure has already integrated message or alerting into their service, so it's right there. You don't need to go looking for a separate email service. What else would I want to say? Availability sets are not scale sets. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. And that is everything I have to say in my demonstration today. Thank you for watching. All of this code will be uploaded to the enterprise, the private repository, and the videos will be made available on YouTube. Thank you.